And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 178. So I hope you guys had a great day and I hope you guys have a great weekend as well. You know, typically for the weekends, you guys are kind of out there partying, having sex with a lot of girls or men, depending on your preference of sexual partner. But as for me, I went to work earlier today, came home, and basically ate some carnitas tacos or cantinas tacos from Taco Bell. And then I just passed out for about a good hour, honestly. And then we ended up actually, starting the show. We actually started the show about a good 30 minutes late because basically my nap ran into 6:41, actually. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll be here for an hour and some change, maybe hour 10, hour 5 minutes, honestly. So BS Warren's here, our typical monarch guy. He's a Viking that was, forged into the destruction of Asgard, and he was sent here from a planet that we have not discovered yet, and he's here to pull out a sword in the ground and make this his home. Is that how you write? You write really Grand Neos kind of vibe, right?
Actually, yeah, that's actually pretty accurate.
Why do you do that? Why do
you Thunder of the Gods, all that kind of deal. So, yeah, real, large scale, epic, Beowulf style stuff. So, but yeah, I have a great time with it. I love it. I love what I do.
Yeah. So, Grand Neos. Oh my God, Grand Neos. You guys always do this. You guys always do this with the words. I hate you. But, I am happy when people are able to do their own thing. I was thinking about for the longest time of writing my own thing, but I was like, you know what? I just don't have enough time, honestly. Plus, I already just enjoy reading and reviewing the books as it is. I know how the books are made, but I'm more of a consumer, actually, and people I don't know. I'm gonna be that guy to the point where I've reviewed so much stuff you want to hear my opinion about your shit. I'm gonna be that smart. My brain is gonna literally expand.
Corn.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So basically, I'll be so smart, like Professor X. My mind will have expanded well beyond past the normal human brain capacity could really understand. I'll be just that smart. I'll basically be like Batman in the Omni chair, just like.
So you have an extra chromosome?
Okay, don't tell those.
Don't tell nobody.
Don't tell anybody that. They might actually use that in arguments now. Hey, there's an XYZ chromosome. It's like, I don't know about that one, buddies. With a no, this never happened.
He saw it and then he was like, nope, fuck it.
I'm shaking my head because I'm like, man, I can hear somebody trying to make that stupid ass argument now, like, oh no, I have elemental P chromosome, so I'm Zer.
Zer?
Yeah.
Emily, how you doing? WZ178B. Is that a bra size?
Is that the Batman of Zer in our?
No, a little bit. Nah, it's a mentally ill third gender type of thing.
Iron, I hope you had a good day, man. Hope you feel better. Said he woke up sick and dead. He said he basically saw a black woman and then died inside. And I was like, you know what? I agree, honestly. See,
that's not what he said.
Exact words Iron said.
That's not at all what he said.
WZ says, get some rest, Iron. Word on the street is Iron has a dentist appointment. Okay. All right. Tiny at the dentist. Iron sick and other Warren is at work. No, the other Warren, his only free days are Tuesdays through Friday. That's the only time I can get him. I can't get him on a Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. The other Warren, he's light-skinned Warren, you're white Warren.
Yeah. That is accurate. I'm of Irish descent, so.
God, Cyfax wasn't able to escape today. I haven't talked to Cyfax in a little bit. He was really busy with work, so I didn't know if he was able to come on the shows past couple of weeks. I'll hit him up and see what's going on if he still wants to come on. But I just don't know. Nothing bad happened. I just don't know, honestly. Oh, keep in mind, my Exodia comic book stream, where you guys know all the comic book people that we have did reviews with, Savage Dad, Labs Comic Fan, Lunchbox Warren. Well, I think maybe not next week, but the week after, like at least on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, we're gonna bring all the pieces of Exodia together. We're gonna get the boys together for a drink and a beer. Be like, hey yo, back in my day, this is my comic books. No, we're gonna do a kind of like a fun little thing of like hot takes, cold takes. Could be movies, comics, anything. Give me your comic book industry hottest take. Mine's gonna be
a bunch of people arguing with me. That's what it's gonna be. I have a feeling that's what it's gonna be.
I feel like you're gonna say one of the most cringiest things, and it's gonna be like Kathleen Kennedy should be running Marvel Comics. You're like, okay,
hey, I said that knowing exactly what it was going to do. I knew exactly what was gonna happen there.
Sci-Fi's maxed out his episodes. He's gone. How many episodes does I don't know. Sci-Fi's had like at least 25 episode appearances. Honestly, Warren's still kind of a young new hire that I brought on to make who I want. I'm kind of molding that guy in my image right now. So Warren, you'll eventually be black. Don't worry about that.
Warren, that's amazing, dude, that you have such a mentor to look up to.
Oh yeah. I feel privileged.
Yeah, you can't even finish the sentence, can you?
Oh God. So the person with the most episode appearances that'll be overtaking Darnell, because Darnell had 30 episode appearances. It's Gray Poupée. You guys, the mustard guy. He has 27 episode appearances. So basically, after I think not this week, but the next one, when we will probably do that comic book show for the MSK show, he'll have more episodes than Darnell. Because Last Comic Fan, he's not. He's not up there yet. It's crazy. He's actually not been here for that long. He's actually piling up his episode credits here on IMDb. So for a lot of people who don't know, MSK Show has an IMDb page that I did make and just existed. And I'm like, okay, good. Because people don't know this. Like I mentioned before, like last week on the show, I don't know how many times you guys have been on the show. We would just kind of have to guess. I don't even know how many people have been on my other podcast, my League of Legends one. That's one like 300 episodes and now deep, Laps has 10 episode appearances so far. 10. See, I'm paying this man good money to be here. Gray has 27. Warren, I think Warren's that other Warren. No, you're Warren.
I should be listed as BS Warren.
Are you listed as BS Warren?
I should be.
Who are you?
Yeah. Or scroll up to what's it? The full cast and crew. Oh wait, no.
Is it full cast? I think it should be.
No, it's further down. Further down.
Oh, that's when my wife likes.
Yeah, honestly. Now it's all cast and crew.
Great. Genius technology. So I think the other Warren's been here, hasn't he? Because you're
there. You are. Sure. BS
I thought he said classified
episodes.
Why is he classified as Warren Brown?
No, I'm not Warren Brown. I don't know who Warren Brown is.
It says BS Warren.
No,
down at the bottom. Right above.
But why is the light skinned Warren classified as Warren Brown when he's light skinned?
I think maybe that's to distinguish him.
I mean, could it be his last name?
I don't know, honestly. I literally don't know. Mugen Lord, he's really black. Selena's only been on 3 episodes. Come on, Selena. You gotta, work on getting your episodes on here. No, Selena's been gone forever. She hates me, guys. She left me, like my dad. But one of these days, maybe Labs Comic Fans episode appearances will be up there with me, the top G. Maybe. If I give you enough money.
I'll never leave you.
Is that a good or bad thing?
I'm just,
James only has 1 episode appearance, I think. I think. Chaz has never appeared in the show, to my knowledge, honestly. I think. I could be wrong. There's been some people on where we had one-on-ones, and I'm like, you know what? It's about as good as I can get at this person for a one-on-one every once in a while. It's like a person you talk to like once a year, essentially.
I think it's hilarious that you have an IMDb page.
Look at what Michael just asked. He said, "Is the Thor on there? Selena and Iron's Thor?
Is it?
Is that supposed to be the dog?"
I'll be honest here. I never thought of that. I don't know.
That would be funny because I don't know who Thor is.
Yeah, Thor has 2 episode appearances.
Me, Thor.
Because I never had a person named Thor on the show. Hey, let's draw Selena Iron's dog. He has 2 episode appearances. God damn, little bastard. Just snuck in there to try to get royalty payments from the show if it ever popped off. Little fucker. Damn. But no, it's good we have this stuff here because, you know, it keeps track of how much dedication people have had to the show over the years. But, you know, Gray and Laps eventually overtaking the other people here, you know, it's good enough. And I want people to understand this too. The reason why some people aren't here is because I chose to have, like, the show was already good. People have factored in, if I didn't like the show episodes, I delete them. People know me for sure. I would get rid of them because you see me, if the shows don't start out good, I'm eating that shit because I want to do a good job for you guys. I figured shows are better with less people for the most part, and like nothing more than, if you count myself, 4 people. So if you count me and 3 other people, no more than that. You know, I feel like that's when we really get the best shows, is when we have this kind of lineup or 4 people. That's it, you know? So I felt like less people equals even better, you know? And I can even 2-man it. Like, even if me and Warren just did this without Laps here, because he has to go to bed sometimes early on Saturdays, I do it. Warren's, are you a human being to talk to, Warren? Can you conversate with people? Can you entertain the audience? See, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I could, as long as someone else is here and they're able to talk and physically have, you know, emotion and like feel like you want to speak, it's easy. Honestly, you know, I always thought back in the day, bigger is better.
How to be a person to you.
Yeah.
You need, this is mentor.
Yeah.
Stuff.
See, I'm like Jiraiya. I'm saying Jiraiya to Naruto. I'm like Jiraiya over here, you know, and I disagree with Naruto fans. What did Jiraiya teach Naruto when they went out and had some adventures for 2 years before he came back? He literally learned more from Kakashi teaching him the Rasen Shuriken than he ever did from Jiraiya. What did Jiraiya teach him? I'll never know.
Didn't, like, the Rasen Shuriken, didn't he have to like learn a bunch of things first though? Didn't
he had to learn
like
wind nature
first?
Yeah.
You had to like do the different things with the wind.
Well, he learned way more from
Kakashi
in those episodes and chapters in Jiraiya.
If you remember, he did learn, we never see it, but he did learn how to manage up to, what was it, 3 tails? If the 4th came out, then he lost himself or something. True. So I don't know what they're training. I thought that's what he was supposed to be doing for that whole time. But I guess they only got to 3, apparently.
God, man. And I can't wait to go through Naruto once again, either in manga or anime form. I bought something.
Dude, I will be all over that.
Yeah, so recently, if you guys don't know, I bought Naruto manga box set volumes 1 through 27. I want to start going through them again because the Naruto manga is pretty brutal. So you guys know the anime, when Sasuke put his hand through Naruto's shoulder, in the anime it's just the Chidori that's behind Naruto's shoulder. Yeah, in the manga, when you see that, he just put his whole hand through his shoulder to kill him. Oh my
he was trying
God. The manga is so brutal.
Because remember, he put his hand through, and then they don't show in the anime because he just like, all right, I'm leaving you. But he kind of goes down to like a knee, and he's like, he was gonna try to finish him.
There was so much blood there too. In the manga, when I show you guys that panel when we review it, oh my God, there's so much blood there. It is, oh my God, this man was mentally deranged. Or the part where the war arc, when Orochimaru's men were invading and Kakashi threw those kunai knives into those 2 dudes' head. Oh my God, man, the Naruto manga was something different. You could tell the art style evolved with Masashi Kishimoto and Taikubo and Oda over time because their art was pretty bland, okay, and it just got way more dynamic. Like the panels have a lot more white to them in the backgrounds, and then when their art got better, they added a lot more detail. But yeah, man, can't wait to do it. It's because I want to get all the Naruto mangas in a box set, buy them first, then I'll do. I was thinking about doing Bleach, and then I'll do My Hero Academia.
Please don't.
Why not?
My Hero Academia did not have a good ending.
Bleach, like it was like real good, and then as soon as they started like exploring everything after Kenpachi, it was like,
yeah, I like.
I'm a visored now. I'm a this. It's like, shut up.
I liked when there was more mystery to everything. Like when, like when you didn't know why Kenpachi was the way he is. That's just more interesting. Like I didn't really need explanation on that.
Or like when he first came there and he was weak, and his Ritsu was like so strong that he couldn't even like do anything.
Oh yeah.
And then afterwards, it's like, oh, okay, I just beat your ass now. And yeah,
the IMDb page still only has me at 2 episode appearances. Thank God, I pray. I don't need people knowing I associate with a channel like this. That sounds like cancel culture, Michael. Oh my god. He's like not trying to be canceled, so he leaves. Yeah, Michael still only has 2 episode appearances. They don't update the mods appearances very well at all. Good lord. So what else happened I mean, let's see. So those are the animes that I'm gonna get the manga box sets for, because I have a lot of them. I just have them not in order and not all of the whole collected thing. But Naruto I wanted to do it for because Naruto was a big part of my life. I remember like staying up late, like on New Year's Eve, they would have a Naruto marathon all day. I remember that. Man, just so much stuff. Man, been here for a long time. And Warren, you can hold me in your arms, right, guy? You can caress me.
Nah.
Nah, he's good on that.
Yeah,
gosh. But last comment fan wanted to talk about people annoying him as per usual. So what annoyed you this week?
It wasn't that. It wasn't that people annoyed me. It was just like I said. It was we were talking about this a little bit beforehand, and you know, because I get into arguments all the time with people who just don't like comics nowadays, right? And I fully understand. I'm an easy guy to like get your point across and be like, okay, I can understand that. But there is good stuff out there. You just have to kind of, you know, find what you're looking for. Now, if there's something like you don't like the way that they write, that's kind of hard to deal with. Like Warren's a writer, right? So I don't have that mentality. Like I can write my name on a piece of paper. I can't write a story to save my life, you know? So I wouldn't know those things. I could tell when writing kind of sucks if I don't like it, you know, or something that doesn't appeal to me. But I also say like there's this subset of people that feel like, oh man, back in the day when comics were good and comics were and I'm like, listen, dude, I have a fucking treasure trove in this room upstairs. Like people are like, oh, you got a nice thing back here. It's like, yeah, these are omnis and stuff. But like I have a room that is literally wall to wall filled with long boxes, pull box, everything. Like, and I was just going through some stuff and I just wanted to make my point of like, you know, not everything is, you know, great from back then. I can pull just as much stupid shit out of those things as I can from nowadays. I think the thing that I dislike more now is the politics that are involved, because once those messages get in there, that's when I'm like, I'm done. And I totally understand. I get that. But like I was talking earlier, right?
Or the writer's fetish.
Yes, 100%. Right. And I was just talking about like, you know, people say, you know, like, you know, they like their stuff from back then. Right. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, I pulled out random issues of Captain America team up with Thor. Right. And I was like, right, the 6-part arc where they were fighting a house that literally bleeds dough, because, you know, that's good. So there's that. Or when the West Coast Avengers fight hair, you know, there's stuff that not everything is good. You know, like everybody has this, not everybody, but a lot of people have this like like amazing remembrance of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. It's like, I like Kirby's art. You know, it's definitely something that you either like or you don't, you know?
Yeah.
But go back and read some of those first X-Men comics, dude. Like, they're fucking terrible.
There's a reason why. Yeah, people don't even remember this, because I remember Doc told me this when I had him on the show. People know Doc is from Thinking Critical's YouTube channel. I be honest with you guys, I don't know anything about comic books. Shocker, right? He told me, this is actually factually true, at some point between X-Men #1 all the way up to like X-Men number 66, anything after like 66 is reprinted up until like when Giant Size X-Men, Chris Claremont came on the book. All of that's reprints, because the book initially, outside of like the very first 10 issues, didn't really do so well, honestly. Just from back then standard.
Same thing with the Avengers. The Avengers, the reason why they were put together as a team is because a lot of their singular books at the time were failing.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I like the Avengers. You know what I mean? I have a ton of Avengers, old Avengers. I have a bunch of epic collections. I have the Kang collection, which is great because
Kangs.
Well, here with Kangs. The thing, and Warren probably knows this because he's a Marvel guy, but like one of the things that sucked in you know the Loki show, other than it sucking, was
just existing.
They gave you Kang, right? And like if you have no knowledge of Kang, right?
Yeah.
Why did you care about that reveal? And if if right, you read comics, you still are like,
yeah, you're
okay.
like, this isn't the guy. Like when you see the clip, I mean, this is what is it? I think this one's from Quantumania when they're all in the arena or whatever, and it's all the Kangs like pushing and shoving and shouting, and they're all like
Acting
super
like black
excited and
people.
yeah. But you see that and you're like, that Kang does that. He
Yeah,
doesn't act
and
like that.
the fact that in their show with what they gave, like in that 10-15 minutes at the end of that episode, that was literally more knowledge than people had about Kang than 50 years of actual comics.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't brought out all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, they could have put him in like a single movie. He wouldn't have made a good overarching protagonist at all. But
unless
they
they
could
were
have
doing
stuck
something
him.
that deals with time and like they were doing the time variance authority. Like I understand you want that, but the TVA itself is in like fucking like 30 issues.
Yeah, but and I mean, I say that I bring it up because I saw they've been really wanting to bring in the Young Avengers. I mean, obviously it's because they can homosexualize the Young Avengers, but no, because of Iron Lad. They they could have introduced Iron Lad, especially now that Iron Man is gone. They could have introduced Iron Lad, and then if they wanted to use Kang, then do like a
right,
not like a big overarching villain, but maybe like two movies like that kind of tie into each other. Like Iron Lad is introduced in one, then I don't know, he sticks around for like a different Young Avengers movie, and then they face off with Kang.
And I think they did it just because of the Richards name, because they were doing, they knew that at some point in time they were going to acquire Fantastic Four, and they're like, see, we have this plan. He's Nathaniel Richards and the Richards.
There is no plan.
There's all these Richardses.
There is no plan. There's no
dude.
plan.
No.
They have no direction. The Russo brothers admitted for Endgame, yeah, we were flying by the seat of our pants. We were totally like winging it.
Yeah.
Like, and there's no plan for freaking Doomsday. We've seen the concept art. We already know the concept art looks way better than whatever they've got. So,
man, even from Ultimate Invasion, when they built up that book, the part where you see what happens with the Maker's eye, it was just apparently Kang and the Maker had a battle, and then just Kang just blasted through his eye. But the book tried to make it sound like it was some grand big thing. It's like, no, he just kind of just attacked you,
Yeah, because it's like Kang has these things like where he can phase out of time. So it's like, oh, you attacked me, but you really didn't hit me because I'm not really here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's the thing. And then you get into all these different, if you were going to tell this like giant story through history, I would rather them use Apocalypse, if they did it right, than Kang, right?
Yeah, Apocalypse would, well, they already,
if they do it right.
Yeah, the Fox already completely bungled Apocalypse.
Oh, well, you didn't like Ivan Ooze,
Nah.
Apocalypse.
Hey,
nah.
I'd have rather had Ivan Ooze than what they gave us.
Can't believe Oscar Isaac was
I would have
screwed
rather
up.
had Maggot than what they gave us, man.
It's horrible. It was actually awful.
Yeah.
That was the movie that made me stop watching them, because I was like, you know what? People like to reminisce about those older X-Men Fox movies. Yeah, there were some really high highs there, but the lows
some
were
fun
so
stuff.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah, the lows were so low.
The lows were
They were very
bad.
Do you want to hear a true story? That Dark Phoenix is the only movie that I have ever walked out of.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't even walk into that movie. I didn't. I still haven't
didn't walk
watched
into it because I was already. I quit it.
Me and my back on my old channel. Me and my buddy John, we would go see every superhero related movie, and he's the same guy that yelled in Eternals. It's only been 15 fucking minutes. What the fuck? Everybody looked at him. And he was like, "Fuck you! This movie sucks."
Oh God!
Like 15 minutes in, but he looked at me and he was like, "Hey, dude, do you like this?" I said, "No." And he's like, "Do you want to leave?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to go smoke a blunt in the car?" I'm like, "Sure."
Oh my God!
Have you seen? Did either of you guys watch New Mutants? The
No,
one with
I was
Anya
already out.
Taylor-Joy?
No, I did not see that. No.
The last one I did watch was basically Deadpool 2. And Deadpool technically wasn't tied to those movies. Yeah. Even though it's in that universe, the first two
Deadpool had very different people in charge of it. And that contributed heavily to its success. I mean, especially with Deadpool and Wolverine, because you still had, at least to some degree, those people in charge. Disney just, they just threw, I don't know, they stuck their fucking hands on it or something. I don't know what they do. But yeah,
dude, what they went from basically the first X-Men movie. I mean, people consider it a classic. I can see why it has a classic aesthetic feel to it. They even in that first movie, they do a lot of wrong decisions with how the X-Men are and everything. But you kind of let them get away with it a little bit because it's the first time. X2 is, I think, good overall. I still found it entertaining.
X2 was great. I loved X2 when I think
people consider X2 a classic over the first one. X2 is a better movie.
Only thing I didn't like about it was that they almost immediately shunted Scott Summers out of the spotlight. Like you got to see him in action in the first X-Men, but then second X-Men
What else was that? Oh, X-Men Last Stand. That's not good.
Last Stand. Sorry, I think I mixed up X2. X2 was Scott Summers just went downhill over the entire course of that franchise. Right? And when they killed him during X-Men, when they killed him during The Last Stand, that was
yeah. And they only killed him, remember, because James Marsden went to go film Superman Returns. They're like, oh goodness, easy way out of this guy. Actually,
I just didn't like that Cyclops at all, though.
He's not good. He's just bad, dude. And people like the early Fox X movies. Anna Paquin as Rogue was always criticized.
It wasn't good.
Anyone saying it, anyone be like, oh, that was so good back then. You're a crackhead. That's not revisionist history. You're just a fucking fat liar. No one liked Anna Paquin Rogue. First of all, it's miscast. She's not Rogue. She doesn't have the accent. Her powers didn't really function good at all. Like, terrible fucking casting.
Bobby.
Oh God.
It's funny how, like, we were talking about, when you were talking about gaying up the Young Avengers, it's like, look at the characters that they've gayed up. Like, they were all like womanizers, you know what I mean? Like, Iceman's gay, freaking Alan Scott's gay. What?
Yeah. Star-Lord.
He had like 60 years.
Freaking Hercules, bro.
Like, what?
They made Hercules gay, and they made Novar gay as well.
It's just like, all right.
Or I don't freaking know.
Like, why don't you just make gay characters? Like, I just don't get it. Like,
well, because they can't write for shit.
Longshot was gay always, so
Was he? I thought he was just flamboyant.
I think he's gay.
He's an entertainer, Catholic. Oh wait, no. Nobody understands.
Well, it is the Mojoverse, so he's got Mojo going on.
Nothing will beat the opening of an X2 when Nightcrawler first appears. When he's doing the thing, when he's just beating all those guys up. That was great. Yeah,
and Wolverine actually chopped off a head. It was cool.
Remember when they first met him? Everything was Storm and Jean. They're like, "Who are you?" I'm the Great Nightcrawler. That'll never not be good, man. X2, solid movie. But the only thing I didn't really like about it was that they killed off X-23 pretty early on. And that was just too fast to introduce the character anyway. What was their obsession with William Stryker over every one of their fucking movies? Like,
wait, when did they introduce X-23?
It was that Asian bitch.
No, that was it. That was an X-23.
That was supposed
to that was supposed to be Lady Deathstrike.
Lady Deathstrike.
Oh, okay, maybe I mixed them up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you guys are cooking. Okay. And I'm gonna eat it.
No, it's just at least for me, it's just I'm old.
We're just right and you're wrong.
Oh my goodness.
Just I'm old and don't have a life outside of these things behind me.
I don't think they could get as bad as X-Men Origins Wolverine. That was trash. That was just top to bottom bad. Nothing good about it at all.
They got pretty low.
Warren, why you gotta do? Well,
they got pretty low. And I will say, I did enjoy the Wolverine.
The Wolverine.
Yeah, the second Wolverine.
Was that the one with the samurai? Yeah,
the one where the Silver Samurai shows up. Yeah.
I didn't hate that one, but I thought it was pretty forgettable when you more.
But I think it made sense though. It was finally someone was like, "All right, I'm going to take your blood, see what that does. I'm going to steal your healing factor."
Yeah, and there was, and they put like a little bit of a twist on it because you think, or they tried to at least because They set the villain up to supposedly die in the beginning, and then you see him come back.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, and then of course at the end in like a deleted scene, they tease the costume. This is another thing. Y'all know how the new Daredevil season is out, right? I haven't seen it. I saw I saw the teasers for it, and that shit enraged me because they still will not put Bullseye in the fucking costume. They've still got him in the freaking ski mask and I don't even know, workout equipment. It drives me up the fucking wall. Because literally, you heard Hugh Jackman. What was it? Somebody was talking about how Hugh Jackman was like when he put on the actual Wolverine costume for Deadpool and Wolverine for the first time. He was like, "Holy shit, this is rad. Why haven't we tried this before? This is cool." So like the thought is actually, and then all the people on set think it's cool too. But the thought is actually occurring to them, right? Like, oh, people actually really like these costumes, and these are sick to put in the films, and they look awesome on screen. Like, they're loud, they're eye-catching, they get people's attention. Let's stick Bullseye in something that people can get at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah,
like
it
drives me crazy.
I agree, dude. Because like when Wolverine finally put the mask on and Deadpool, dude, he looked insane.
He looked great.
He looked crazy, dude. Mm-hmm. Like massive when the eyes were white. It's like super violent, super violent. And I'm like, if you make fun of what it is and how they look, right? Because there's people that look ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Let's just say it. But if you use it and you're serious with it, someone might be like, "Oh, that looks so stupid. It takes me out of it." You're watching superheroes.
Yeah. It's supposed to be, loud and flashy to a certain.
It's supposed to suspend your disbelief, people.
Yeah, that's another thing. Most superhero films these days, they have I'm pretty sure they do have like a PG-13 rating, not because of like language or mature content or anything, but because for like with PG-13 films, like if you've got intense sci-fi action, that warrants a PG-13 rating. Like that's actually like one of the things that. So it's just like, come on, it's going to be flashy walking in.
Yeah, and they're afraid of, like the ones that work that they'll be like, "Oh, well, that can only work for that character and that universe." And it's like,
well, they don't even do that because they're like,
it can't, because you're making it PG-13 because you know that the audience that you want to make this to is an audience that isn't going to judge because they're going out with their friends and they're all like,
going out with friends,
13 to 18.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like younger people, like they're not going to sit there and be like, "Hey, this wasn't accurate to what I've been reading for 35 fucking years."
Oh yeah. I also think another big problem when it came to the Hugh Jackman wearing the classic suit is people said it looked stupid.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't.
I don't understand that.
Okay, that means you're a fucking normie. Okay, that means you're
literally what that means. Yeah. Because remember when we first saw the image of him wearing the classic suit, like he looks great in that. But all of us who've been watching these movies for a long time go, they should have always worn the suits. But to be fair, I would say, I think Bryan Singer Matthew Vaughn had them wear the classic yellow suits in First Class. I remember that.
The blue with
kind of.
Didn't they adapt the black suits in the comic later on? Because remember the black suits were in Grant Morrison's run. I remember that.
Yeah.
They the all new X-Men?
They had the black outfits. No, they had the black outfits from
in Ultimate X-Men,
Fox X-Men. Right? Yeah, they also had them in like a Civil War X-Men comic as well. The one where it's lapsed. I don't know if you read this one. It's the one where the 198 get trapped in the bunker, and that U.S. government official gets he triggers like a nuclear weapon that had been left in there. Oh, congrats to Iron Oxide for hitting 501 subs. That's rad.
Yeah, I taught my son very well. He hit 500 subs. Like, this is what I do with people. I grow them. I can't say the other word. That's an R. Kelly word. I make them into who they are, and then I bring out the best of them.
You mold them.
Some would say I broom them.
What?
Goodness gracious. But yeah, it's been great raising Iron. He turned out white. He married a white woman, and they have a great relationship. And me, I'm like that Lone Ranger Wolverine kind of type where I kind of go off in the woods and do my own thing,
Well,
Right.
Wolverine also could pull bitches.
Why'd you have to throw that in there, man? Oh my god. I thought you were on my side.
That's something else, by the way. If you're sitting in the audience and you're thinking to yourself, man, I'm lonely throughout life. Keep in mind that Wolverine is short, hairy, feral, lives a very Spartan lifestyle wherever he goes. Just probably smells like a freaking dog, and he's still pulling hose. So
yeah, I remember in a Wolverine Deep Cut issue #1 that was written by Chris Claremont. I read it last year. I never read the full 4-issue arc. I just read issue 1. Because it was like this really. Because I can't really reveal the twists in that book yet, but it was when he was fighting Sabretooth, and Sabretooth was kind of mocking him. It's like, man, you fight good for such a short, scrawny little guy compared to how, like, you just always making fun of how short he is. Like, I don't usually advocate for a lot of changes between comics to movies, but I do feel like Wolverine should be a taller character. I've never really liked his height, honestly. It works in the comics well, but I don't mind that Hugh Jackman was taller. I think a taller Wolverine can work completely fine.
Yeah, they kind of showcase that in Deadpool and Wolverine.
They did. I really
with
did
like
do
the
that.
comic book actor Wolverine, because he gets off the chair and you're like,
yeah.
This is kind of underwhelming. This is supposed to be one of the most dangerous mutants to ever walk the earth, and he needs a boost into his bar stool.
Check out this weird ass cover back from the 80s for the Teen Titans.
Miss Sparkle says,
whoa. Is that Dove?
I can't be on your nuts.
Is that Dove on the cover?
I can't be on your nuts.
That's the male angel that so okay. I'll have to find my other one. This is one I've never opened. This is still sealed from 1986. Is this 86? Nope, this is 85. This is 85? From the 85 run #7. I do have this. Okay, so it's.
Oh my god! I'm glad you brought it up. You just gave me my hot take for Wednesday.
What's that?
Oh, I have it right now. Got it. Oh, okay. I'll reveal it on Wednesday. But no,
go ahead. Same run. Here's number 11.
Ooh, hell yeah!
The old Nightwing.
Oh no, sorry. He was talking. You don't have nuts because you're an actual woman. You're an adult human female.
Here's number 22. Check out that old cyborg costume. Hells yeah.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, if you want me on something that you have, all you got to do is ask, because, the top G Riz Master knows how to sex up the ladies,
It's funny that my favorite Elseworlds Batman is written by Mark Waid, though.
He's not a bad writer. He's just
It's Citizen Wayne. This one's awesome.
It's so crazy that a person that is
but
as
other
talented
than that,
as he is,
other than that, there's a lot of
no. I mean, like, it's crazy, man. A person that's as talented as he is, being as cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, makes sense. I couldn't imagine a world like. I do find it crazy that he wrote the story Tower of Babel, and it just parallels his real life so much. It's just irony at its finest.
Hey, nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Wait, which number is that?
That is number 29.
Okay, I thought it was before issue 30, but yeah.
Yes, that is number 29. I think I have 1, 15, 20 through 29.
Ooh, do you know what we should
missing
do?
A bunch.
No sweat. I'm missing the first one because I haven't been able to find it. I have a bunch that I don't even remember where I snagged. I
have
do
too many
remember
floppies. If I show you guys
Here's
how many floppies I have,
outsiders from the 80s with the Paro style Batman.
Nice.
I like that outfit. I like that costume. The blue, the blue cape and cowl. I always like that one.
Lapsed. Here's a question for you, since you just showed a cover featuring Batman. How long do you like Batman's ears? And I know that might be an obscure kind of a question, but
okay. So I have always liked. I love the Jim Aparo, Jim Starlin run. So I am more on the longer side, right? But it's either medium or long for me. I don't like the short ones, the ones that like don't go above the cowl, you know?
Yeah, like the Jim Lee.
Yes, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah,
But
no, I feel similar. What is it? Like it's from a video game, but you know how Batman looks in like Arkham Asylum and Arkham City? That's the perfect ear length.
yes,
Right there.
right.
That's like
I
the
do like
optimal
that.
ear length.
Yes.
And I mean
like
Kelly, what is it? Kelly Jones, I think that's his name, right?
Mhm.
He's got a fantastic art style, and I mean with his art with the stuff he draws, you know, Batman looks great, but I mean
same with Adams. You know what I mean?
It doesn't translate to like other like that stylized that stylized what's that stylized costume or whatever, that it doesn't translate well to other stuff. So if you want like, you know, that kind of like the really really long ears,
like
you know,
Sam Keith, like when Sam Keith did Batman and the ears were like all crazy.
I gotta look at that.
Go look at the Sam Keith stuff, man, because Sam Keith's art was, dude, it was so underrated, but it was crazy.
I just posted a pic of one of my favorite comic covers, and it's Storm in the Rain. She's wearing black. I've had it for years. I could look at the date on it. Man, I remember back in the day
Sam
before
Keith
I even
did the Max, if you're wondering.
Okay, yeah, I recognize. Yeah, okay, I recognize that. I remember. I know.
What?
I haven't read any issues, but I've seen a lot of, especially lately.
Do you remember?
Did something come out lately for the Max? Or
that I don't know, but do you remember on the back of comics they had that thing? It was a Wolverine and Jubilee comic that if you turned in Charleston Chew wrappers, that you could get it. You might remember if you've seen it.
I haven't seen that. No,
I actually did that, and I actually got that comic. And when I find it, I'll bring it on here. But Sam Keith did that one as well, and he did. I can't remember how many Batmans he did, but he did a bunch, and they were definitely like a haunted style of Batman.
Yeah, it looks a little bit. I got it open in another tab right now. He looks a little. What am I thinking? He looks a little Burton-esque.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He looks like he could have came from like a Tim Burton, not the movie, but like the actual Tim Burton world.
Yeah, like if I don't know if Tim Burton does concept art for his films, I've never seen it, but it looks, you know, if he did like the concept art for one of his worlds, that it looks like you know, it would have come out of there. You know?
It was pretty crazy. Not my thing, but I still think he's a great artist.
I'm just pointing out the fact that when I first started, as you guys know, I didn't know things were in order as much with runs, so I just bought random books. I'll have to go through and find stuff. I have so many. I think I found a good amount of them. Some of them don't even have bag and boards. So we're like, you bag? I was like, no, I just want a single issue. So that they would just point me to just characters, and I would just go through and just pick out covers that looked cool. I don't know what was in the fucking books at all. Just, my God, brain completely just on, hey, kid in the candy store. And then I found out how comic books were made and the people involved, and you get a bunch of clout chasing fucks like you guys here. It's all a dream come true.
Well, the comic book store I used to go to would have these bags, and they would fill them with random comics, and they would sell them for like $5 or $10. And they would have just tons of stuff. Sometimes you get like really good stuff in there.
They used to have those DC packs and Marvel packs of comics. They used to have those at Walmart and Target for a little bit there. I don't think they do it anymore.
I think the only thing
they don't do that anymore. It's all romantasy if you go to Target now. I don't even think they do a whole lot of manga unless it's like
it's always sold out.
That or it's like it's only ever like the real big ones. Like they'll put like Comey Can't Communicate on the shelves. They'll put
like One Pieces there. Generally volume.
Or not. Yeah. No, I've never seen One Piece in like Target. I've seen One Punch Man, and I've seen My Hero Academia.
I've seen My Hero Academia too. Yeah, for our store here, it's My Hero Academia and One Piece. They had Berserk, the first omnibus, which I bought actually. It's over there. So like sometimes they'll have stuff, but it's usually always the guy told me if they have manga, it sells out instantly. it's just not even kept on the shelf that long. It's that big.
All the women in chat are talking about Michael B. Jordan Cyborg.
Michael B. Jordan, it's hot and can touch me all over. That's just, you will let a black man touch you. Oh my God, that's a hate crime. Oh my goodness.
Hey, some people like chocolate.
Yeah, a lot of women apparently love chocolate. Apparently, I have that with women. They want to test out their black guy fantasies on me, and I'm like, you know what? White women, Mexican women, Asian women, there you go. I can be your chocolate daddy king Rizmaster with the BBC. 8 inches for life.
They were like, oh shit, I saw you on Soul Train.
Damn.
Yeah, Miss Sparkles, she says she goes to the used bookstore and buys her comics there. I can't
Great thing
do
to
that.
do.
Yeah, but I can't do that a ton because usually it's not like I don't get a ton of great finds there. Like I found a couple of issues of Tom Mandrake's Spectre in used bookstores, but there's a lot of stuff there from like current day. Like they've got a lot of like.
Well, I think it depends on where you live though too, because there's a used bookstore that's like, because I got to drive 30 minutes to get to a town. So, but there's one and they have a lot of old stuff. They have a lot of weird old things that I was very surprised. And he doesn't know how much things cost and doesn't care about the internet. So he'll be like, oh, that'll be 50 cents. And I'm like, here you go, buddy.
Just pelt him with the 50-cent coin and bolt out before you could realize that you just swindled him.
That's where I got Citizen Wayne from. When I saw it, I was like, it's not worth anything, but it was one of my favorites. So I was like, how much do you want for this? He's like, oh, 75 cents. And I was like, here's some celery. Oh, thank you, sir. And I was like, all right, bye. MSK's like, I hate you both.
Oh no, I was just looking at something, looking at hot girls on the internet.
So
on
a better life.
You know what I actually got trades from a used bookstore. I completely forgot about them until just now. So I did not give that one used bookstore enough credit, but I have 2 trades of Jack Kirby's original New Gods and then Jack Kirby's original Mr. Miracle.
The New Gods, what was it? Why can't I think right now? The first war, what the hell was it called? Why can't I think of it? I'm gonna have to find it. But it might even be called War of the New Gods. It might be. I think it was like 8 issues. Anyway, but that was I loved that art. I thought he did an excellent job on the New Gods art.
His Fantastic. New Gods is insane. It really is great. Yeah, like there's, what is it? The issue where they're fighting the Deep Six.
Yes.
That has some of the
awesome.
greatest splash pages in all of comics.
And
then in the back of these trades, they have like the original pencils, and it's just crazy to look at. It's gorgeous. And I'm not a big art guy, and I never used to be big on like original stuff done by Jack Kirby, just because I was like, I'm like into I like the art style that's like, the one from Straczynski's Thor, or later Straczynski's Thor.
No, yes, I know.
Beginning of Straczynski's Thor, there are some panels where Thor looks a little bit wide in the nose, but
it's a little bit off, but it does get tremendously better.
Oh yeah,
it does.
But yeah,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying though.
Kirby, I evolved and I developed an appreciation for him. So.
And that's honestly how it like. So I have on my channel, I do like where I cover Batman in like small increments, but I'd also do it for the X-Men. I've only done 3 issues, right? But it's the same thing. Like I preface at the beginning, I'm like, look, I'm not going to get into the whole who created what, but when you look at Kirby's art, like there's something about being on the ground floor of creating these characters and giving them the life. Like the original, what they look like Beast, as just a guy, but he's more of an ape looking guy, and just everything. And then when you actually go back after you appreciate art in the books and you go back and look at him, how ahead of his time, like ahead of its time he was compared to what everybody else was drawing. Look at Superman back then, look at Batman back then, and look at what he was doing.
Yeah.
It'll make you appreciate it a hell of a lot more.
What was I going to say to you guys? Oh my goodness. I know we all know Rob Liefeld here. You know, he's definitely quitting Marvel Comics this time around because, you know, he's obviously did that before.
No, this time is different.
Time.
No, it is different this time. He is fucking pissed at
he seems
at Feige or Feige. I don't know what his fucking name is.
Why did he ever call him Feige? It's Feige.
No, because it looks like beige.
It does.
You know?
It totally does. I'm with you. When I first saw his name and I didn't hear his name,
great dishonor or dinosaur to your family, Laps. Oh my goodness.
But yeah,
family.
no,
there's
he
like
is
4 of us. My family is so small.
But yeah,
like,
dude, you had a whole football team.
If I had a lapsed family reunion, and I'm not joking, they could fit in my living room. There is like none of us, dude. I'm like the only one who procreated. Okay.
No, all I was bringing up was the fact that he's going to be bringing back Youngblood.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because that's not fucking failed constantly, even with other talented writers on it. He's bringing it back. He's bringing back Youngbloods, and he made headlines again. And we'll cover it probably on like another comic book show that we do here. I think it went along the lines of he doesn't trust the comic book shops to sell the book effectively. He kind of just wants to sell directly to customers now at this point.
Like when
that's the way to do it.
When Jim Lee did Wildcats and he was doing Youngbloods and Eric Larson still plucking away in Savage Dragon. He's just
So here's a question. I heard a rumor that or I heard in passing on a different stream that the Authority movie that James Gunn had planned got canceled. Because
really?
because it stepped on too many toes or something like that. Or like there was another film they were doing that was gonna step on that movie's toes.
But do you really think the Authority would have been the right thing to do?
No, I absolutely don't. I actually had a theory. You had a theory about Jim Lee and why he wanted to be, what's his official title right now?
The president or whatever of
president. Okay.
Of comic operations.
You said you had a theory that he just wanted to do that so he wouldn't have to, adhere to deadlines.
Correct.
He could just set the deadlines himself. I had a theory for a long time that the reason why he stuck around at DC for this long is because he is holding out for a more there's some kind of deal in place for like a more substantial royalty check. Like I know for like a Wildstorm movie. Like I know he's got I know he'll with the way DC is set up, he'll get a check from that, but I thought, there was some kind of negotiation in place where, hey, if you stick around at DC this long, you'll get this.
So the only reason why I thought that is because if you watch that one thing, I think it's on YouTube, where you could watch like about the Image creators and them leaving Marvel, right? The big get was Todd convincing Jim Lee, and when he had Whilce Portacio, I think that was what led them, because they were both doing X-Men, right? And that was the big thing. I think Jim had always, from what they were saying, had always wanted to get into that VP area of content creation. And I think whenever Marvel was basically like cracking the whip on him, like, you must make books, when he got to Image and was able to do his own thing, but his books were so far behind. And then you go to DC and DC was like, hey, we'll fucking make you the president. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where nobody else would. That's why I thought that, because from what they said, that's what he had always wanted. So I don't know, but I agree with you. If you think about it, he's one of the few that none of his major properties have been made into, like, one of those big things where he can put his name on it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he did Batman, or who actually created Hush in Batman Hush?
Him and
Jeff Loeb. right?
Yeah, him and Loeb, I believe.
Okay, so he might have gotten like a check or something from the
It might
Arkham
have. That book
games.
sold very well.
Yeah,
No,
he's
not
still,
no from the Arkham games.
Yeah, no,
From,
he
He probably did.
definitely does, because I believe his name is also, if you look at the credits on the Arkham games, because he was VP during that time.
Yeah.
I believe. But I know what you're saying, and I've thought that too. So I'm thinking it would have to be Hush, right? It would have to be, because Wildcats, they made the cartoon, right? They made that cartoon. Wasn't there a Wildcats cartoon?
I don't remember.
There might have been, but that
Look it up.
that
I
was a
could be
while
wrong,
ago,
but I
yeah.
remember watching freaking
Mhm.
Grifter and freaking I can't even remember their names. But I believe there was a Wildcats cartoon. I don't believe it was successful. And because I believe all those Image, like Spawn had the HBO, right? And then Savage
Wasn't there a
Dragon
Spawn
had one.
cartoon? There was a Spawn cartoon. I remember that.
Yeah, Savage Dragon had one.
Spawn
And I was
cartoon
wondering,
kicked ass.
how the hell were they going to do Savage Dragon when there's like scenes of him like banging chicks out and him exploding them, like, up into the ceiling, and they get stuck.
That sounds great. Sounds
Miss
like my
Sparkle
favorite.
Miss Sparkle says, yeah, there was a Wildcats cartoon.
There was a Wildcats. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Miss.
I
Sparkle.
remember, yeah, because I know DC recently printed a Wildcats hardcover or collected edition. Because for me and Jim Lee, like, okay, I like Jim Lee a lot. I like his art, but even DC realized, it's like, dude, recently even DC realized that he has a issue with lateness, because they had to get multiple issues of the Hush 2 arc written before they could even announce it to tell people, hey, this guy's got 7 issues in, because he might have other duties to do. But what does he do at DC?
But you remember like when they first announced it, it was literally like 9 months ago.
Yeah, and they had to tell people specifically, he's 7 issues in. Don't worry, guys. We understand your concerns with Jim Lee. Basically, they didn't want to just say, hey, our editor-in-chief is a lazy fucking dirty egg roll. He's just lazy.
Come on now, dude. They're not going to say that.
Yeah, they're not going to say that. He's the Asian that's not the hardworking Asian to be you doctor.
He was. He totally was.
Well, T. Franklin might have said that, actually. But
Possibly. Or Vance Sciver, when he was like yelling at him for Green Lantern. He was like, you don't put your crap out on time either, so shut up.
That's they're both pointing at each other.
Dude, that's one thing that's fucking just crazy. A lot of those guys, like, I mean, Rob, I don't know if Rob's guilty of it, Rob Liefeld. I hope not, because I love his stuff. But there's a bunch of guys like from the 90s and the early 2000s that just did not get their shit in on time. And like,
they didn't. Yeah. That's why Image failed. Like at that original Image failed. That's why. It was the hot shit for so long, and then all those books started being delayed. Spawn, and because McFarlane was smart enough to realize, like, hey, at a certain time, I can't do all of this. And Larson, like, is just a machine. So, like, he could, just he was solely focused on that. Mm-hmm. Savage Dragon, he'll say, I love it. I love it. He even said, like, if I was not writing a comic and this is what was out, this is what I would be reading. So I think when you're that passionate about something, you're obviously going to hit your marks. But like Liefeld, what happened with him is he hired too many people, and he was like, got caught up in that, basically rock star style of life.
Crazy.
Dude made so much money. He was buying Ferraris. Comic book money. They
didn't realize. See, this is the thing with them all being creatives. This is, a lot of people have talked about this too. Creatives don't really understand the business side of it, and business creatives don't understand the creative side of it. Kind of two sides of the same coin. They had to realize that they had to get books done on time, but that realized actually having a business model to produce constant comic books, but they were used to just basically, passing the work on to the next person and having it finished and having the book made without them even knowing about that process.
But that's why McFarlane was willing to do that, because he realized, like, he already knew both those sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, he already knew. I mean, that dude had investment after investment after investment. He just wanted to take like the 3-pronged fork and stick it in Marvel's pee hole. You know what I mean? Like, that's why he's never ever done anything for them. He never will, he was just like, fuck this, you know. And I think it's like Jim Lee, and he just, I think he's one of those perfectionist guys, you know what I mean? Like but you also got to think like, you also have to hit your dates, you know what I mean? And I think that's why we're seeing like with Rook Exodus, like Fabok is like the same way. He's like one of the most amazing artists to watch, but you're not going to get that book every single month. You're going to get those 6, then it's going to stop. And then you're going to get 6 more.
It makes sense.
Gonna stop.
And it also builds hype and anticipation for the next arc too, because Jason Fabok posted a picture of, I think, the cover art for, I think, the
and
main
it's fantastic.
It's amazing. Very good. He even said, people ask like, hey man, could this come out sooner? He's like, I can't do it. He said this is his most intensive art he's ever did for a series. And yeah, as long as you're being transparent and not keeping people in the dark, that's fine. You know, if he's drawing that dynamic and that good, I think waiting for it makes sense. But, you know, they should probably realize, hey, let's get a lot of these issues and art panels done way in advance if that's going to be the case. That's all they need to work on. They're fine, you know?
I think that's with the Ghost Machine, though. You know, they just had Hyde Street dropped last week or something like that, number 4.
Yeah. I'm actually looking at the Image website right now to see what they've got.
It's really jank. Their website and Dark Horse's website is so ugly to look at. They're so jank.
So
man.
Like that's the thing. Like I just believe it was dates. Like, so go BS, look at that on YouTube, or I'll send it to you. There's like a 4-part thing. It was done on the Sci-Fi Net back when it was actually Sci-Fi, not Sci-Fi. That they had was like a 4-part thing.
Oh, no worries.
And you'll love it. And it tells you like the up and the down of the original Image.
Oh,
and it just seemed like those guys, like, you know, there's guys like that can do those things, like Mark Silvestri, right? You know, that dude can just draw. He can just draw. It's whatever he puts his hand to, it's going to come out and it's going to be good looking and it's going to be on time. You know, but then there's those other guys that when they didn't have that whip behind them of, you know, Marvel saying, hey, you're doing this, especially during the 90s, you know, like once they had their own thing, it was like, I'm putting this out when I want to. But once you got that number 1 and they all sold, like, you know, in the millions, and then you're like, well, where's number 2? Where's number 3? It's been 3 months.
Yeah, because that goes to the lack of being a businessman, having an actual
right. What you're saying, that's why I said, I think that's why McFarlane was fine and why Spawn was fine. Because at some point he realized, like, hey, the IP is what's making money. It's not necessarily just me. So you're going to have this guy, and this guy do it, you know, and then the guys that can actually hit their marks, like Larson, I don't have to worry about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I at least that's what it seemed like to me from the movie. It's like an hour-long documentary.
I think I know there's one with Jim Lee, and I think there's another one. I'll have to watch them at some point. But I know like I know the cliff notes of their history. You could tell it was basically guys that wanted to get away from the mainstream and do their own thing. And they just didn't know the actual overwhelming business aspects of running a comic book company. You could tell that shit was just all jank. But here's one of the headlines from a Rob Liefeld article that came up on Popverse. We'll probably cover this in a video on the channel or on the show at some point. But I only want to tackle the headline where it was Deadpool co-creator Rob Liefeld says comic book shops are too unreliable to debut his new Young Blood relaunch with them first. So is selling to fans direct. First, Rob Liefeld quit Marvel. Now he's calling out comic shops for being unreliable with his work. This is the same guy that's had a Kickstarter open for like fucking 10 years and still has not fulfilled that book. I don't know if he's even had updates on it. I think there was a recent update on it. He tried to launch Last Blood, whatever the fuck that was, like a year ago. That kind of flopped. I mean, if he thinks he can do Young Blood again sure, I guess. But, you know, I hope he knows what he's doing this time because he's didn't have the backing of Marvel to kind of get his books done. Because, you know, Deadpool Team Up was his last Deadpool book for Marvel. And, you know, no one really ended up talking about that at all. He should just do art. I think he should just do mostly art and not write. How about that? That's my opinion. Doesn't make his writing really has been sticking very well. Oh, goodness gracious.
I don't know. I do want more. I would like more context about that headline, because just, him saying unreliable, I would like to know in what way. Like, is he just not confident in their ability?
It Diamond, right? Has to be.
Might be Diamond, maybe. It might also just be, he's not. He thinks he can sell it better than, he thinks he's more capable of selling it than the comic shops.
Yeah.
Because a lot of comic shops, they only order independent comics based off of their sales from the big two.
Yeah.
Like if Marvel and DC do well, then they order more Image stuff, and then the opposite's true. They order less Image or less of Boom or Dynamite, whatever.
Yeah.
If if Marvel and DC aren't selling well.
Because, like, a lot of people forget that the independent stuff, like, let's say if your Monarchs books was a, collected edition, it's like these people don't really order, indie comic books, because people gotta kind of consider this. They can barely sell the shit they have right now. And then you take on like other random people's shit. It's like, well, that's just more stuff on a shelf that's already probably going to end up, potentially not selling or sitting on them. And people don't even see the aspects of a shop where it's like they have all this stuff out, and then there's stuff in the back that's basically as, stock too. So I understand why they don't order like indie comic books from like smaller other people that's not like Image, Boom, and Dark Horse and IDW, because you can barely sell any of the shit you have right now from Marvel and DC most of the time, from what we hear.
Yeah, I see Mark Silvestri has a book out, Cyberforce. He's the creator, co-writer, character designer, and art director. That looks cool. The cover of that looks cool.
Because I want to see what other indie books are coming out. I mean, I'm still getting through my fucking back catalog over there right now, just Marvel and DC stuff constantly. But people ask, like, do I go through indie books? Guys, we've reviewed indie books before. I mean, Rippaverse comic books are literally indie comic books, if we're being honest here.
Phenomenova issue 2 is coming out.
I never got issue 1. I have to message Vaughn. I never got it in the mail. I'm gonna have to talk to him about that. And John's long box. I didn't get Heroic Tales number 1 either. I ordered those.
Yeah.
If
you still have your contribution ID and information stuff, he'll hook you up. That's one thing. Vaughn is great with the business side of stuff. He is.
He's white. I expect that. If he was black, I don't know, man. It's like, oh God, he might have ran off and bought like Jordans or something with his money.
He might still buy Jordans. I don't know.
Hey, I buy Jordans.
Yeah.
You should see. I have.
Yeah. Wait. No. Yeah. I remember you showed him off.
No, I have like I think my comic book collection's big.
I have a pair of One Piece Vans, but that's about it. Like they've got the crew of the. Fuck, I can't remember the name of the boat now. My brain just completely backfired on me. Now I look like a fucking casual. I swear I have the manga sitting on my shelves right now. But chat, help me. What's the name of the ship that they're on?
Or man, even manga. Like I can see why people just gravitate to buying manga more. It's just $10 for what, 5 chapters at a time, 100.
More than
30
that.
Pages. Yeah,
more than that.
150.
Yeah, and I will say sometimes it's more than that. I mean, with books like Magusta the Library is like $15 a copy. Blue Lock is like somewhere between 12 and 13. But I mean, still, you're getting really, especially with Blue Lock, because Blue Lock is ridiculously fucking good. Like,
I heard of that. I've heard of that. Yeah, is it any good?
It's extremely good. Hold on, Blue Lock.
Oh, it's the one with the soccer guy.
Yeah,
is it like Prince of Tennis?
Huh?
No,
dude, it's actually what is it? People have all the advertisements characterize it kind of like Squid Game or Hunger Games, but it's like with soccer. So basically, 300 high school soccer players get invited to this special training camp. And when they get there, the idea is they're going to go to special training camp, and only one of them, will be picked to play for the Japanese national team. They're going to be they're going to be one of the new strikers. But like I said, it's only one of them, and there's 300 guys, so they have to tear through and just rip up all these fucking soccer players. And so, like, first volume, you got people crying, just basically getting their dreams put through the fucking meat grinder. It's nasty. It is savage, and it's really freaking good. I'm like, what is it? I'm like 12 volumes deep, 13 volumes
32
deep.
volumes apparently. Is it still ongoing?
Yeah, I think so. So, because I mean, I haven't read the conclusion yet, but
Sparkles, you left me, you came back, unlike my dad. Interesting.
Yeah. Also,
cigarettes are expensive.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind, what is it? Some of the volumes, they're obviously the Japanese translation is ahead of the English one. Thank you for holding up my book and promoting it.
Buy this.
Yeah, buy that too. Buy it.
Yeah, yes, buy and support Warren's book Monarchs if you enjoy reading novels. I don't really care for reading novels, but
I will give you. I'll probably be about halfway through by next week.
Sweet. Yeah, no, dude, take your time with it. 100%.
Do an 8-hour lapse cast.
I usually I read about like 100 pages a night. Whenever I sit down and read.
Make sure Laps does a lapse cast where he shits on Warren's book for 8 hours, pointing out every technical error.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think I'm smart enough to point out every technical error, but I will give my honest opinion. But
no,
my wife, here's the thing. My wife already read like 3 or 4 chapters, and she's like, I like this so far.
Okay.
Awesome.
And me and her have a lot of the same. Like when it comes to
your wife. Oh my
when it comes to books and stuff like that, yes. When it comes to TV, not so much.
She's into that true crime stuff, isn't she?
Okay. Everybody knows this one person. You know, people that watch like ghost shows, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Wait. But you know that one person that's like, oh no, this isn't like those ghost shows. This is the good ghost show. And you're like, no, it's fucking not.
Yeah.
It's the same.
My dad used to watch Ghost Hunters, and he used to, but he wouldn't. It wasn't because he enjoyed it. It's because he enjoyed making fun of them.
So like we used to do like watch stuff together, but now she's like, I don't want you watching TV with me. And I'm like, why not? She's like, because all you do is make fun of it. I'm like, they're talking to a chair. It's nothing's there, and this guy gets possessed.
Yeah, it's ghost shows are cringe.
You want to know the easiest thing to do when someone gets possessed? You fucking punch them right in the fucking face, and let's see how possessed they are.
Like
I was gonna say, push them out the window.
No, you're right.
That could also work for it.
And you know, like you have those videos of like found this video. It'll be like a person in an office space, and then a chair will move, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's a ghost there." No, the fucking air conditioner pushed it a little bit. Like, no,
see, I don't think that. I just think like a lot of shit is set up for TV.
Yeah, it has to be. Ghost shows are all fake, and that shit's not real. No one believes
here's
that
the thing.
shit.
I'm not saying that ghosts are not real. I'm not saying that that type of thing could not happen. What I'm saying is these fucking retards that I'm watching on television, that they're like, check this out. This picks up electromagnetism. Did you see how it moves? It's like fucking everything gives off electromagnetism, you fuck. Shut up. Go back to McDonald's or something.
God.
Oh, you have the microwave open. That's why that device is going off.
The leap of logic, though, it's like, why is it a ghost then? Because it's electromagnetic? What? Where?
They're just trying to pull stuff and like try and pull. I don't even.
I have this box, you see, when it records, and it picks up these voices, you see, and I ask it questions like, "Am I a retard?" And it said, "Yes, it's real."
Oh, we gotta watch how many pickles can you fit up your ass. Hold on.
Oh, God.
We gotta see this. Hold on. It's a
payoff
phasmophobia clip.
Oh God.
Oh God, man. I just can't do it when it comes to some people. They're like, oh, this ghost stuff. I can't do it.
I mean,
Like
look,
paranormal activity movies. They're
she
like,
likes it, so I support her. I'm like, hey,
you
cool,
know,
you like it? Cool. I'm not gonna. What do I? And that's why you're not married.
I'm just saying. I got laid last night, and I had
No, you
sex
didn't.
a lot.
No, you
I
did
blew
not.
like several loads in her after we had sex multiple times. You don't believe me? Huh? Interesting.
No.
The chat believes me. Everyone in
Okay,
chat believes me.
I will
me.
believe this. I will believe that your wife is a ghost.
Yes, like
That I believe.
She literally got on top of me and started doing cowgirl, and I just laid there and received it.
No, but
That's
like
all
she
sex.
likes the stuff, dude. I'm gonna support her in it. Like
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to like it, dude. Look,
And you will always voice that you don't
here's
like
the-
it right next to her.
No. There's I learned my lesson on that. I don't do
Alright.
that. Like if I go upstairs and she's watching the stuff, I just start reading.
I got it right here.
There's easier ways to, like, I'm not gonna just shit on something just because I don't like it.
Oh, what the heck? I'm gonna get
Wait.
copyright claimed.
Share it.
I don't want to have the stream get taken down.
No, don't worry. This is funny.
Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Oh,
How many pickles can you shove up your ass? 91. 910.
oh God.
Pickles.
That's just fucking.
fantastic.
Oh, this shit has
I'm
me
just pointing
dying.
out. That's always how that goes. It's like, oh God, there's a ghost here. Woo!
The way he screams too. It's like 91, 910 pickles.
My
That shit-
nephew
oh,
streams
God.
that game.
Oh God, man.
That shit. Dude. That's one of those memes. That shit hits you hard at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Which is like sometimes I have nights when I just write into the wee hours of the morning, and then I get on my phone, and I shouldn't, but then I get
you
on
hit
my
the rabbit
phone.
hole, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have
Oh,
that,
my word.
dude. I know whenever I'm like, doing YouTube or whatever, YouTube's mostly what I do. Cause like I tried watching TikTok once, and I was just like, I'm just too old. I don't get it. I don't like when I saw people like lip syncing and doing dances, and I'm like, what the fuck you doing?
I can't get into that
Milli
stuff.
Vanilli got shunned for this. And they're like, what the fuck's a Milli Vanilli? I'm like, god damn it. Son of a bitch.
I do have a couch. I have a couch.
You proved your point once you
God,
said
man.
that. But like I don't get it. Like because my son, like my youngest son, like I'm gonna have to deal with certain trends when I've already done the teenager thing with 3 other children, but now I have to do it again, and I'm gonna have to be up on top of that stuff. Where my big thing is, I don't give a fuck. That's how I usually approach that, and I'm gonna have to at some point and learn all those things because my son will tell me about stuff, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
But
hey,
he's
Dad,
young.
do you know who Glorilla is?
But he's young, so he's gonna catch on that the isn't working. So yeah, I can't do it. But like, yeah, so I'll be on YouTube, and I know when I come to a video where I've questioned all of my life's decisions, that's when it's time for me to go to bed. And you've done it too. Everybody's done it. Where you like randomly find people popping pimples, and you're like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah. No.
I'm done.
What was it? For me, it was the hoof treatment ones where they're shaving the cow's got like an
hooves.
abscess
Yes.
or in like a hoof, and it's full of pus, and then
And
they
you look
like
at it,
shave
and
it.
there's like 72 million views, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, people are into some freaky shit, man.
Yeah.
Miss Sparkle says, "I'm so lucky they hate Skibbity Toilet." I am full of memes and strange thoughts. All right, I freely admit that. Skibbity Toilet didn't really hit for me.
I don't even know what that was. I think a League of Legends player explained it on a podcast, and I was like, "What the fuck's this guy talking about?" I'm just too out of touch, you know.
I think I would make a very good like person to bring on a ghost show. You know, because I would go those rooms that like where you, oh my god, that's a shadow person. It's a shadow person. I'd be like, yo, what's up, dude? I'd be walking, I'd fall asleep in an empty jet. Like it's an empty building. What are you afraid of? It made noises. Well, I can make noises. You're not afraid of me. Like, fuck. Like, dude, do you feel how it got cold right here? Yeah. Just right here. What does that mean? It's a ghost. And they say it with all this like frivolity of like, I am so sure of what I'm saying. It touched my shirt. It pulled my shirt.
Dude, it's the same way people talk about aliens. Like, I just don't believe aliens exist. None of this shit exists.
I don't believe aliens exist in the way that people think they do. I always wondered, if they're aliens, why do they have to be why can't there be some other planet out there in the bazillion planets? Why can't they be stuck on their rock like we're stuck on our rock? There's definitely
there might be
other life, dude. There has to be. There's billions and billions of galaxies on billions of planets and stars. You're telling me
what if it's just like the ocean, but it's just all dirt and just that's it? That's what I thought initially.
On every planet ever?
It's like the ocean, but it's just dirt. So it's Mars.
So it's Earth?
yeah, like, because you know how people go like, well, we haven't discovered all of our ocean. Most of it is literally just dirt, and just further down, it's just volcanoes exploding. You know,
no, that's not true. They've got trenches. There are actually trenches on the on Earth that are so deep. We can't.
Yeah,
we can't send stuff down there because
why would there be volcanoes down there?
No, so there are like underwater volcanoes.
Yes, 100%. 100%. That's
like
usually how landmass in yes, exactly. But the way he's talking about it is like a winter wonderland of like earth planes and volcanoes and little people dancing around. Fucking, we live under here. This is where we are. Nobody has seen us yet, so we don't exist.
I'm just saying, man, it could be too grand for our brains to think about that. Maybe we're the only life form that exists like this. Because I don't know.
We're definitely the only life form that exists like this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, hey, there's only one of me out there. There's not a parallel universe out there where there's two MSKs out there.
Dude, that would totally like fracture time and space if there was another you.
Oh, something you guys know. So that's kind of the premise of the Meg, right? The Meg movie.
Oh, I actually
it's the one with Jason Statham with the
Meg.
Yeah,
Megalodon. Okay,
yeah.
I didn't watch the second one either. I saw the first one was fun. First one was a great time. But I had no idea.
Movie?
Huh?
Big shark movie?
Yeah, but I didn't know this before I saw the film, but there's actually like a whole book series that those movies are supposed to be based off of. It's like governments trying to steal megalodons and implement them in warfare and stuff is wild. But that's like the
megalodons.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just what is it? That's the premise of it. Like there's this big trench out in the middle of the ocean, and there's some kind of super dense layer of I don't know, something or other, debris or current. I don't know what
one
it
of those underwater MSK volcano Earths.
I'm never gonna live that down. Oh my god, he's gonna just meme on me for every great dinosaur. Oh my god, man.
Yeah,
I read it like that.
It's kind of like that. It's basically like all these prehistoric life forms are down there, so they go down there to explore it. But on their way out, one of the I think like two megalodons actually like slip out with them, and that's one of the big twists in the movie because they think like first time around they think that they killed the Meg, but it turns out the other Meg that escaped ate that one. And so, or I think it ate that one, and so now and it tries to eat the people on like Santa Monica Beach.
I'll watch it.
Yeah. No, like I said, the first one's a great time. I didn't watch the second one.
I'll watch them all.
Yeah.
I'll watch every one of them.
you know what? We're gonna watch them and give you guys cinema out of it. You know, if you could literally pump me up with steroids to make me a Super Saiyan, and then I just drive my car to drift off the rings of Saturn, that's a movie.
Dude, you know what I've heard about that? I heard there's people there.
There's people on Saturn,
like you.
Are there people in Uranus?
I'm sure there's been people in Uranus.
No. My anus cannot take what it already had received. You know
what?
Hello? Wait, that joke out of context did not make sense.
No, it didn't.
No, that joke had all the context that made everything make sense.
This motherfucker's gay.
I had sex with a lot of women. Just putting it out that way. You know, once you have sex with one woman, you kind of have sex with them all. It's kind of how that works.
It's kind of like an addiction.
Yeah. What top 3 sex positions for Warren?
All right, so we're not talking about this.
Oh my god.
My number one is when the woman is in the other room not talking.
God, man.
Top 3 sex positions. Let's see.
Well,
there's the one where you're having sex. That's a good one, right?
So I had a one-some before.
That's a good. Before?
You know, I don't beat off as much as I used to. I'm not addicted to masturbation. Never ever. You know, I am a collected, calm, cool gentleman for the ladies. Actually, I've learned my lesson.
I completely believe you. I have never heard you say anything that I don't believe.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, gonna be a great show here. I have to head out of here in a little bit because I got to get some videos done because I had no videos come out on the main channel and the comic book one. I did drop a comic book haul recently. I have another one that I should be dropping in a few days, but I got to make sure we get those news videos out because we did. Oh, dude, our Green Lantern Back in Action 21 review.
Mm-hmm.
There's a comment under there where the guy literally just says Night Terrors wasn't a bad event because you said you didn't like Night Terrors as an event as a whole, right? You were reading a lot of the issues.
As like all 70 of them.
Yeah, and then the guy put it like that. Night Terrors wasn't a bad event and put ... And I was like, congratulations. People have opinions.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to, I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to that.
If you read the only okay, so you know how when you have an event, right, and there's a lot of tie-ins, right? There's usually like 6 or 7 books.
Yeah.
When you have like 70 tie-ins and there's 4 books that you actually have to read.
No, dude, that was fucking death metal. That was Dark Knight's death metal.
At least that had 6 or 7.
No, so that had 7 books in the main line, right?
Yes.
In the main line. But if you wanted the full context of the story, everything,
right there,
you needed to read, what was it, at least 10 tie-ins?
No, there was
on top of it. So that's 17 issues collectively. And those are each priced at like $6 or $5 or $6
together.
each.
I think for death metal, there's 32 issues altogether.
Shit, man.
But no, seriously though, the Night Terrors, each character got 3 tie-ins each. There's literally like 70 books.
I mean, I remember with Fear itself, there were a bunch of tie-ins with the characters. I mean, same deal with Civil War and Dark Reign. Or some characters just had like a basically a Civil War miniseries.
Right. But do you want to read the book where the Joker has a 9-to-5 job because that's his nightmare of being a regular person?
No.
And there's no twist to it. It's just, hey, honey, how you doing? I was pushing papers.
No, what I do need to read actually is what is it? Underworld Unleashed. Is that it? It's the one where Neuron cuts deals with all the major villains, huh?
I burped. I said, excuse me.
Oh, it's the older one where Neuron cuts a deal with all these major like DC supervillains. Like he cuts a deal with the Joker. I'm trying to remember who else is on the cover.
That might be fun though.
Yeah, it was like Underworld Unleashed, and he cuts deals with everybody and offers to get them what they want, and it's like a big-ish event. I think I don't remember how big, but
like that's the person having saying that they like Night Terrors. There's no problem with that.
Yeah,
He likes it, he
the
likes it.
comment you could tell was worded in a way where it was like he felt like he was only around people that liked it. I'm like that's the thing with average people is what's it's type of saying where it's out of sight, out of mind because they think that no one else disagrees with what they're saying. That there's
Right. Well,
people
it's
out
like
there that
when you
doesn't disagree.
it's right. It's like when you only surround yourself with people that are dumber than you, then you're the smartest person there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's every day that I'm at work, I realize like how ridiculously stupid I am because there's so many more people there smarter than me. But yeah, I have a thing where it's like I can get where people come from where they like something. I have
Mhm.
no problem with that whatsoever. It's
Yeah.
whenever I feel that I like something, right? And instead of just being like, well, I hate that. That's, you know, this is the reason why I didn't like it. I hate whenever someone's just like, oh, that sucked. And then you give no other reasons why.
Yeah.
You know, like that's where I kind of get into a problem with because like disagreement is perfectly fine. That's like
Mhm.
how
That's just
discourse
yeah.
works.
Yeah.
That's how it should work. You know, and I understand that my opinions are not always going to line up with other people's, and that's perfectly fine. Like I just don't see how I don't have a problem with that, and other people do because they hold their opinions so strongly that they
Mhm.
feel that they're fact as opposed to opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That's the
and
thing. And
that's like, dude,
because when you have a small group of
all
people
right.
or like a person who is around a lot of people sometimes, yeah, you
Hmm.
might be in that one group where you're all in agreement that this is good. But
Right.
but to think that there's no other groups that think differently is just crazy to me. You'd have to think people just don't agree with that opinion, you know? It's crazy. I don't know, man. People are just fucking weird,
Dude, whenever Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths is better than Night Terrors, you know, like, you know. Dude, Warren, they literally brought back Pariah for Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths.
That's when you know that you're fucking circling the
They
drain.
brought Pariah back
Bruh.
and decided that he was intimidating and or a mainline villain.
Give me one sec.
I don't know what to make of that.
I
There's
really
nothing to
don't.
make of it, dude. There's absolutely nothing to make of it. You were literally the catalyst of just telling us what was happening on Crisis on Infinite Earths. Now you're a freaking villain that was tied into a freaking thing that was a one-off in a 70s freaking Swamp Thing issue. Like, and you made a whole event around it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what else? What else was a mess? Leviathan.
Oh my god.
That was a complete mess.
Wait, you mean Event Leviathan?
Yeah, Event Leviathan.
Yeah, dude.
That was, and they brought and the reveal. The reveal.
Oh, she was
so
very
poorly.
upset.
Who was very upset?
No, you just say she was very upset. That's what they always say for Leviathan.
Oh,
She was very upset. Think about it for a second and you'll get it. You'll get it.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. You said the
Diesel
reveal.
was,
Sorry.
no. Vin Diesel was outside. No, you're fine.
No, that's I interrupted Warren. I'm sorry, but you said the reveal for Event Leviathan.
yeah, it sucked because I actually I read like some or like a little bit of the OG Manhunter, and seeing them bring him back like that was like this guy, dude. I read this guy like with his Janus Directive tie-ins and stuff, and I know people aren't. Nobody's recognizing this fucking guy. This is a horrible reveal.
Yep.
Yeah. And the way, oh God, with the actual like Manhunter tech, right? Where they had the female Manhunter, and they brought up
They had the what?
Yeah,
They had the what?
the female Manhunter.
Yeah, she's very upset.
Yeah. She was it
stupid.
Wait, and then freaking who was it? Damian Wayne's like, oh, her technology is really similar to Leviathan's technology, and it's like, you gotta be fucking kidding. So all we have to do is look at like foolishness. And the red herring didn't work because we know Leviathan isn't fucking Red Hood. Okay.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But you know what
We knew
DC
that
Comics
from the
do?
jump.
They just promote Nightwing's ass. I'm not kidding. There's, I think, an art book coming up from DC where they're just talking about how glorious Nightwing's butthole is.
Oh, let me guess. Fucking Gail Simone commissioned that shit.
Let me see. Oh my goodness. Nightwing. If I type up
Probably,
Nightwing's butt,
it's probably her, Kelly Sue DeConnick.
Nightwing's butt comic. I know they talked about it recently.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Bet
Nothing but Nightwing #1. Oh my
god. Damn. This is literally and what remember we are hot. This is coming out hot on the heels of fucking Harley Quinn fart. What is it? The Harley Quinn fartacular.
Oh, I didn't even bother covering that as news. I would just throw up. That's just
Dude,
yeah.
That was like 2019, right?
No, the Harley Quinn fartacular was recently.
I thought you meant Leviathan. I thought you said Leviathan.
No, Leviathan
left me.
Nah. Yeah, Leviathan was like 2019. But
okay.
So here was this. Before we go, last thing to talk about, the Nothing But Nightwing #1. I'm pretty sure this was just a one shot because let's be honest here, if you made this an ongoing series, people would throw up. In his Hout-esque adventure yet, Dick Grayson is determined to take down the villains at the center of the fashion industry. But first, he'll have to strut.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's not an art book. This is a fucking comic. Are you shitting me?
I thought it was an art book from what people talk about. Apparently, it is a real comic. 79
what the
pages.
Fuck?
But
digital
look,
exclusive.
it says Nothing But with 2 T's, and there's a peach behind it. And look at his ass in the book.
What the?
He'll have to catwalk. Oh god. Episode 1. There's only going to be one episode. No one bought this, and keep in mind it's digital exclusive. They didn't even bother putting it on paper.
Somebody needs to tag heel versus babyface and Eric July in this shit. This is the
reviews here. Look at the reviews. What? Very a star.
Well, first of all, scroll up to that cover real quick. Scroll up to that cover real quick. Yeah. Okay. So this is not a good character design. Or sorry, not character design is fine. Well, for Nightwing at least.
Ass.
Yeah, it's the layout. The layout's not right. Mm-hmm. Like that. The logo is too big. The Eiffel Tower should be like up on the top, like behind the logo. The words should be different. Yeah, and then you can put like a Nightwing. I don't know. Throw like a Nightwing fight scene or something in there. You basically split it up into five sections like it is here, but you don't have the fucking peach. But also one of the major problems is that they think it's a good fucking idea to publish this. Bro!
Digital exclusive. It wasn't even worth the money it's printed on.
Well, I mean, it's also under the Anus the Menace line. So there's that.
Oh god.
What in this?
I just like it's Harley, because people ask me, because we do news videos on the MSK show when we talk about comic books, we're like, why do you go over the Harley Quinn fart book? Because I don't want to throw up. That's just stupid and disgusting, and I honestly didn't care. It's like, oh, Harley Quinn farting.
That's like Dan Schneider and his friggin' foot fetish. And look, I'm all for look, I freely admit, if you've seen my Twitter, you've seen it. You know, I'm all for some nice feet, but Dan Schneider gets way too fucking weird with that shit. Like, you should not be for Nickelodeon. If he's the guy from Quiet on Set, that was there were a lot of allegations of him being abusive and
well, I mean, he worked for Nickelodeon, so I'm assuming Kid Show.
Yeah, Kid Show. He did iCarly.
Oh, okay, yeah. My daughter liked that back in the days.
Yeah, no, and it was fun, but there were some moments when it was like, yo, this is why do they always have their feet out? And then I also, what is it? You remember Spencer from iCarly?
No.
Spencer was Miranda Cosgrove's older brother in the series.
Who's Miranda Cosgrove?
She was Carly.
Okay. Oh yeah. The dude, the guy that she lived with.
Yeah.
Spencer, her brother.
Spencer, her older brother. He was apparently he had to like get Dan mad at him to take the attention away from them. Like he was constantly trying to protect the kids on the set.
Oh wow.
But
that sounds like not a good time.
Yeah, it was dude, it's freaky crap. But there were so many freaking people like like Total Drama Island, especially now or with some of the more recent stuff. It's all just fucking fetish crap. Like it's clear that they have a freaking fart fetish, and now it's clear that some people at DC have a freaking fart fetish. But yeah, it's just they insert the fetish, and I mean, look, you probably remember you remember the original creator of Wonder Woman, right? He was into some freaky BDSM stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was living with his wife and his mistress, and like every other issue, or almost every issue actually, like Wonder Woman at some point was getting like tied up.
Oh yeah, she totally was restrained and like out
yeah,
like
and
this all the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
the editors are like, "Yo,
MSK's like,
is this necessary?"
This is just not true. I mean, like there are girls that I had sex with where they wanted to get tied up and pounded out. It's I guess.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning into the MSK show.
No, wait,
MSK show this evening.
All right, everybody. I'm MSK. I wish I was white.
He made
iCarly over here and over here.
Our iCarly is over. I never watched that because I'm not a loser. iCarly was for definite weirdos. All right, we do have to head out of here. I'll probably stream League Guys in a little bit. After I get some videos edited and done, because I'm a Giga Chad and I've do stuff all the time. Starting with BS Warren, what you got planned coming up, man? Outside of being hot, rich, and good looking.
Yeah, so I will actually stream tomorrow. I know I talked about maybe doing it last week, but I will stream tomorrow. I'll just do some Marvel Rivals. It'll be chill. I'm thinking about actually starting to do something with my all my channels, because I have a Kick channel, I have a YouTube channel, I have all that stuff. You can find the links to that on my landing page at bswarren.card.co. I got the link in the private chat if you want to drop that in the primary chat. But yeah, and Young Monarch's Last Worthy Kingdoms is available now. It's an epic adult high fantasy novel about 8 rural heirs who band together to save their world from all-out war following an insane week-long bender on Mushroom. Super high-octane story, absolutely awe-inspiring, like utterly bombastic. You're guaranteed to enjoy it. Tons of royal intrigue, lots of large-scale clashes between good and evil out on the open battlefield. And next year, I have book 1 of the Fist of Terraheim series coming out. This is a brand new savage saga, drenched in blood and glory, carved in the wake of a falling star. It's going to be super unrestrained, brutal, vicious, feral. You're guaranteed to just absolutely be floored by it. But yeah, that's what I got going on. So,
bye. You can't leave me. What the heck? If you leave me, I'll cry.
I mean, I don't even know how to follow that.
I've been delivering the pitch for like
20 years.
I gotta
not 20 years. I'm not that old.
I gotta work like 70 hours next week. So
yeah, good luck with that, dude.
I'll hey.
You got a shower. Oh, make sure to show me that.
I'll be making like 14 grand. So there's that.
Hey, that's nice.
Oh gosh.
My
if you're showering,
this week was just banging, bro.
If you're showering, just let me know.
My paycheck was dope.
The links, my dude. Oh, they're links. I don't support these cloud chasing fucks.
Dude, drop my link in the chat.
She already said she's subbed to you guys.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
it. I'll probably live stream this week at some point.
I think just do it once a week is fine,
I'll live stream and
shut up. MSK, I'll beat you. You won't. Lies. You won't do it. No balls.
Miss Sparkles, I just dropped my my Twitter handle in the chat. If you follow me there, you'll be able to get to the landing page from there.
Okay.
And
I don't think I can post.
I'll definitely review something.
Well, I'm sorry. I should have gone after lapsed.
Nothing will be carved out of the heart of a dying star, unless you call me the dying star.
Will you meet? Is there any chance you're gonna like live stream you meeting some people like at the bottom of the ocean?
I have not been invited to the secret volcano party.
We're not doing that. We're not doing this again. I'm just saying
there's too much hyperbole around it.
There's too much great dinosaur around here. No, all I'm saying is the fact that there ain't no aliens out there. We're the only species to exist. That's it. That's what I'm saying. bookmark it, stamp approval. Aliens don't exist.
We're the only species that. What about deer and like all the other animals that?
Okay, I mean on this planet. There's not another planet like this one.
Oh, is
Goodness
that what
gracious.
you mean?
And Labs Comic
That's what I
Fan,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing going
Michael
on.
dropped there. Yeah, I'll just say this. Labs stream at least once a week. At least you should keep your algorithm going. And Warren, I'll tell you everything. I already taught you everything you already know. You know,
Listen,
you're already my son.
I would say this. If I wanted to like YouTube seriously and I needed money and stuff, I definitely would.
I'm the queen of all aliens. Lies.
But
Lies.
you know, I mean, like, I doesn't like me. I don't know if he should. Why don't I like you? I have no problem with you.
What? The only person he actively doesn't like is probably maybe like Joe Biden.
No,
yeah,
I don't. I don't have hate for anybody, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't really dislike anyone unless you're any Signor. Then that's different because he's a fat, worthless piece of fucking shit. Sorry, Vin Diesel's outside.
I have no problem with people.
Yeah, and it Sparkles. You know what? I'll always take care of you. That's what I do.
Plus, I mean, like, I don't like. Everybody's got their own opinion on things. It's fine.
Yeah,
it don't bother me.
She says she doesn't like Superman or Wonder Woman. I'm like,
he just thinks your opinion is dog shit. I'm just playing.
There's a lot of people that don't.
He's still like being. Ethan's still being retarded. That's an everyday thing. That's not a. It stopped. No, Ethan is just retarded as hell.
Yeah, it's just boring now. Nobody wants to fucking talk about it.
There is a person I don't like. Yep, that's it.
Kelly Sue. Oh shit. Oh great. Oh, but yeah,
he's gonna keep you in suspense, make you worry that it's
you. Have to come to my live stream to find out. Let me tell you how good it's gonna be. The payoff's gonna be splendid.
All right, so
that's how you do it.
Whiter than my underarms.
For myself, as you guys know, hopefully tomorrow, give or take, we'll be doing a comic book review on Bloodruth #1. Hopefully, maybe, because if I'm too tired after work, then I'm probably not going to be able to read it. I'll probably just do a regular show with Savage Dad, and we just go over like topics, obviously, and then potentially on Wednesday we just review the book. Actually, when I just have more time to just read it, honestly, I think that's better for tomorrow. Just doing topics and just going through the show like that. The Cloud9. So basically, tomorrow, Cloud9 podcast with Mr. Blanks about 6 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. PST. Show with Savage Dad, most likely. But if not, you will get the Cloud9 podcast. And then Monday, panel show. That's it. And Tuesday, me and Last Comic Fan, we're going to be reviewing Absolute Batman #4. We're almost done. One more issue left. And then we're done with the first arc before Absolute Batman #6 drops, I think, this following week coming up, right? Yep. Wednesday. Is it Wednesday?
Is it Wednesday or the Wednesday after?
I think it's Wednesday after. Yeah, you're right. It's Wednesday after.
I think it's I think because we'll be like one day.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
I think so.
Then Wednesday panel show, or so Wednesday potentially if we don't review Bloodruth #1, then we'll have Bloodruth #1 reviewed on Wednesday. Panel shows obviously on Wednesday with me, Gray, Lunchbox Warren, and Thursday me and Lunchbox Warren. We're going to be reviewing TMNT and Naruto issue #2 topic, and then the Cloud9 podcast, and then Friday Last Comics Fan is going to be coming back. He's coming back, guys. He left me for 2 weeks. He's coming back. Also, this week, expect more Cloud9 podcast episodes because there's an international tournament for League of Legends. So what that means is you get more Cloud9 podcast episodes. We're going to be doing one Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, actually. So got a lot of content we're going to be doing here. And you guys, I want you to know this. We do review comic books here, and we will get to everyone's shit eventually. It just takes time. You know, maybe if your stuff's good, I'll put it on my priority list to read. But if you're just some shitty, disgusting, crappy indie comic creator, I ain't reviewing anything you gotta do. You're trash, and you will always be trash underneath my boot. I was really like that. Holy shit. God, how about make good shit, and then I'll potentially think about reviewing it, you know? Because my reviews matter, you know? I'm the intellectual genius. But yeah, potentially tonight when I get a few videos edited and done, I'll stream League. But if not, then we'll see. We'll just see you guys tomorrow. See you guys later. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Peace.